Alright, dear friends, so today it's a lovely Sunday outside. I was planning to do this video in around 4 weeks after my next competition, but I think it's rather interesting what I'll talk about. I'll talk about what I've learned in each powerlifting competitions I've attended. Not the technicalities, but something more personal and some things that I actually applied in real life after each meet. And it will be a little bit personal, but not too much, and I think it will be rather interesting. So let's get into it. I've got my second cup of coffee here, and yeah, I'm very happy, so let's get into it. So, for my first powerlifting competition, I have the medal here, actually. So, this medal, right here. I've earned this medal, in October 2024. And it's very interesting because a couple of months prior, I went to Sweden for a week, and I trained with the golden one, Marcus Follin, and I've been with him for a couple of days. I learned a lot, honestly. Not only the energy he presents, but also more personal things. So I was very nervous, and I was talking way too much about the possibility of going into a competition. And he just told me that I was suffering from paralysis by analysis, and that stuck with me up until today. So it was very important for me to be with him, obviously, but the most important thing was, for me at least, was to just go in and not give up and not get any excuses to just leave the competition and not even attend. I wasn't strong at all, and this was October 2024. I totaled only 555 kg, so it wasn't that much. I'll maybe show around here the numbers I've achieved. So my bench, squat, and deadlift. So what I've learned the most here was that I was actually overthinking way too much. I was thinking about the outcome, and I wasn't thinking about just going in. And that mentality of going in and give all of your best and not care about what other people say stuck with me. I remember I was in my first squat attempt. I did it rather easily, but still, I was very shaky. I didn't take too much caffeine, and by the way, I apologize if the dogs were barking over there, but I think it's all solved out now. But either way, I didn't take too much caffeine, but I still was very shaky. And my soon-to-be coach, my current coach right now, the best Portuguese powerlifter actually, Alexis Carvalho, he told me that I was a little bit too nervous, but it's completely normal. He felt the same way in his first powerlifting competition, and that just calmed me. And yeah, I learned that, honestly, everyone passes through that. Everyone has their first, everyone goes to their first competition, everyone goes to their first job interview. So it's completely normal to feel that way, but what's not normal, it's to give up. So I didn't give up. I went 9 for 9, and I had a ton of fun. And I've earned this medal. It was very important for me. I just wanted to earn the medal. I wanted to win something, and it meant a lot to me. Honestly, I was the only one in this division. I was the only one in the minus 100 kgs division. But still, I had a lot of fun, and this medal symbolizes that. It doesn't matter if I was the only one that weight category, but still, it meant that I finished it and I could do it. Of course, since it was my first powerlifting competition, no one cares about the numbers you put in. People care about you showing up. So that's what matters. You showing up. So that stuck with me. And this medal right here was very important. So first powerlifting competition done. Okay, for the second one, it wasn't actually a powerlifting competition for me. I've got a tattoo done in the day prior. So I only competed on a bench press. But still, I showed up. I had fun. I wanted to do 140 kilos on the bench press, but I wasn't nearly hydrated enough. And yeah, I wasn't strong on that day because honestly, I did a tattoo the day prior. I was very shaky, because I was getting sick, obviously. But yeah, I showed up. I had fun. It was in December and I wanted to do something. So it was a nice weekend, but yeah. This medal right here, it doesn't mean a lot to me, but still I have it, and it was fun. It was a nice experience, but either way, it's here, and yeah, I did it, so might as well just show it. So here he goes. So yeah, my second powerlifting official competition was in March 2024. Yeah, I learned a lot in that one. I didn't want to compete in powerlifting way too much. I just wanted to do this one competition. But yeah, it stuck with me. I wanted to train and screw it. Just, I went to it. So I started going into each training session with the mentality that I wanted to compete. But still, I was very fresh. I was very new. And I did a couple of mistakes that were crucial for me to get last place. I don't even have a medal for it. So I got fourth place out of 4 in the minus 90 kg category. And what I learned was that I was, again, overthinking before. So I did a massive weight cut. I changed my nutrition a little bit, way too much, actually, not a little bit. I changed my nutrition and I wasn't focused enough to do a good performance. So I only put 5 kgs on my total. I changed my technique. I wasn't good enough. And I learned a lot in that competition. I really learned a lot. I learned that I needed to focus more in my training sessions. I needed to take myself more serious, especially in the backstage, especially while warming up. I was way too overwhelmed with many athletes coming in, with many people talking with me. So I wasn't, instead of focusing on warming up decently, I was talking with other people. I was almost making friends. Yeah, it's cool to make friends. It's great to have a good community. It is. But I was way too overwhelmed with everything. So I went in not fully focused. I changed some things and I didn't sleep very well the night prior. So, it didn't went too well. So I totaled 560 kilos. And I learned that I needed to focus way more for the next competitions. Of course, the competition itself was very stale. The mood itself was very bland. The athletes were, it didn't feel like a real competition. So I wasn't into it, but still, either way, I needed to maintain focus. After I finished the competition, I took a bath. I went to a park nearby and I remember I was chilling a little bit before the medal prizes. And I thought for myself, I will never, ever again go into a competition feeling like this. I will go to a competition now with my mentality that I am the best. Doesn't matter what my competition is, I need to think that I am the best. So after that, I learned that every training session, every session I go into the gym, I need to be the best. And that completely changed me, honestly. That competition was very needed. And it's with the losses that you learn the most, not with your wins. With your wins, you learn how to win. Yeah, it's easy to win, but it's way harder to lose and to stand back up again. So I learned that I could and I should go into each session thinking that I am the greatest and I need to accomplish this. And yeah, go into that mentality with that primordial beast inside of you and just release it, in each repetition. So that meant a lot to me. Now, for my third official competition, this medal right here, and I'll be honest with you, up until that point, it was the competition I had the most fun with. I remember vividly that I wasn't nervous at all. I went to the mountains a month prior, and I was very relaxed. I was still very focused, and I wanted to do my best PRs. I wanted to PR on everything, and I did. It was in June 2024. I totaled 580 kilos. I have a cool montage in my YouTube channel, so it's called Blessed by the Gods, and it was very fun. And you can see the ambient, and you can see that meet was very interesting, and it was very fun. I PR'd on every lift. I squatted for the first time 200 kilos, so it was amazing to me. Like squatting 200 kilos for me was the pinnacle of my strength at that time, and I was very happy with it. I benched to 145 kilos, which is amazing to me at that time at least, and I deadlifted 235 kilos. It isn't that great, honestly, and it isn't the most impressive thing, but I remember that people were screaming my name. I remember that they put a song that I requested from Fintroll, and it was so fun. It was so fun to have so many people screaming your name and having a song that you requested playing on. And I was very blessed in that meet. I was very blessed and everything went well. My meet itself was amazing. Yeah, I know that the total itself isn't impressive and I understand that, but this doesn't matter for me, at least. What matters to me is that I have fun and I am becoming better. So in this meet, I became much better than before. I was very proud of what I achieved, and after that, I could say that yeah, I was proud of my achievements. I know that since I did what I wanted to, I didn't learn a lot, but still, it was very fun. I didn't learn a lot personally. I just needed to maintain that mentality that I wanted to have fun and still go into each session thinking that I am the greatest. Doesn't matter what other people say, I am the greatest. And at that meet, I know I wasn't the greatest in terms of absolute strength. I understand that. But my mentality in that meet was undefeated. And I'm very proud of this medal right here. So for my fourth meet so far was this one. And this one symbolizes a lot. Symbolizes 1 year of me competing in powerlifting. I only started training powerlifting for my second meet. And I didn't train at all for this meet right here. I was just training general strength. But this meet right here was in October 2024. So this one was in October 2023. I started training powerlifting in around February 2024. And this meet right here symbolizes 1 year of me competing. And boy, man, I remember that this one was very hard for me. I had a lot of problems personally. Like in my job, I was very stressed and I was grinding way too much in other things. I had a couple of friends of mine, closest friends of mine, bailing out of me and not going to the meet after they promised that they would go to. And yeah, it was a little bit of a backstab, but I remember quite well that I thought that I was all alone. But then after my first squat, I looked around and a lot of people were screaming my name actually. And it was like, yeah, I found a new community. I found your people that care about me. And my girlfriend, my friend Maiden, my wonderful friend Maiden, was at the first row screaming for me after my second squat attempt. Like she was screaming like crazy. And I found for myself, I don't need fake people around me. I just need people that truly care about me and I need myself. And I actually had my coach backstage screaming for me as well. So I was like, yeah, I found my people. Powerlifting is so important for me right now. I didn't want to, but it did happen and people care about me right now. I thought it was going to be my last competition for 2024. I totaled 600 kilos. I don't have a meet montage with the lifts. Regrettably, after that, I promised myself that I would always do a montage. I would always do a video showing my lifts from each competition here on YouTube. I want them to be here. I want them to be in a video so I can have a memento for, imagine in 5-10 years, I want to come back here and see me lifting, and yeah, have fun. Yeah, this meet was very important. I really learned a lot. I've won 2 medals, one for the total and one for the bench press. I participated on the bench press on purpose so I can have 2 medals. And I gifted one to my mentor, Marcus Fallin, got the gold one. And yeah, he even has a post with the medal. I gifted in the medal in Christmas later that year. So yeah, it meant a lot to me. And I want to always do this, not only for myself, but for my friends, for my fan maiden, for everyone around me, and for you guys, to share my knowledge, to share my feelings, to share what I've learned, and it's rather important. But yeah, I will not touch about the technicalities of that meet. I remember that I could pull way more than 600 kilos, but I failed my last squat attempt because of that. I failed my bench press because I had cramps. Yeah, I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of things in relation to lifting itself. But this meet only reinforced the idea that I was capable of doing things. And I was capable of, no matter what was happening outside of the gym, I can always go to a competition and perform. So it meant a lot. So yeah. I have great memories from this meet right here. I thought it was going to be the last meet from 2024, but it wasn't. IPF came to Portugal. It came to stay. And I wanted to become an IPF athlete. So yeah, I just signed up and I did my 4th competition in 1 year. I know it might not seem like a lot, but 4 competitions in 1 year is a lot to me as a natural athlete. And as a person that has a personal life as well. So for my fourth meet so far, this medal right here. And this medal is the one who I am the most proud of, honestly. I got third place out of like 20 people in the minus 93 category. And a month prior, I had an urgent health issue that meant that my esophagus was wide open and I needed to get 4 stitches. And I know I'm oversharing a bit, but this is important. I know that I shouldn't went to this competition. I was very sick and I was in pain for the all of the lifts. So I was in pain through the squats. I couldn't even brace properly. I couldn't even drink water with electrolytes. I couldn't drink energy drinks because the food and the water itself will get stuck here. But still, I remember vividly that all of the guys around me were very nervous, and I've got flashbacks for my first and second meet. At that time, I understood that it doesn't matter if I was the strongest or not there, I would get the podium because they were so nervous and they were committing so many technical mistakes that even though I wasn't performing at my highest level, I could always perform, and I could always perform like an athlete. And that's what I've learned. I learned that I could put my mind into it. I could be the best, even though I wasn't objectively the best in terms of objective strength and absolute strength. I could perform. And the judges in this competition were very strict. They were exceedingly strict. More than they should, honestly. But since they were very strict, I could honestly use that to my advantage because my competition, all of the guys weren't used to this kind of strictness. They weren't used to this kind of pressure. And I did 4 competitions in 1 year. So I learned so much that I just behaved like an athlete. So I went in, I did my best in every lift. I knew I couldn't do some mistakes. I did a little bit of mistakes in the bench press, but yeah, the judging itself was strict, but they weren't congruent and they weren't objective. So yeah, I can debate that, but either way, without any kind of excuses, I knew that I could get the podium, and I did out of like 20 people. And it meant so much to me that I was so severely proud that after that, every training session became an honor for me to go. Honestly, I think I became an athlete in this competition. Not in the other ones. I had fun in all of them, but I became an athlete right here. In the first IPF meet in Portugal, I started behaving like an athlete. Now my nutrition is on point. My sleep is on point. I dedicate so much time to powerlifting. I never thought I would do this. I never thought I would call myself an athlete, but honestly, I am. Because my daily routine revolves around powerlifting, revolves around me becoming better. I don't know how much time I can dedicate to powerlifting like I am doing right now, but at least for now I will, and I'm very happy that I chose this part. I'm very happy that I started competing in powerlifting. All of this happened because this meet right here, because I listened to Marcus Follin. I started going into every session with an attitude, with the right attitude, and I stopped overthinking and suffering from paralysis by analysis. So honestly, I never got a medal before all of this. I never in my life got a medal. I wasn't a very competitive person. I always played team sports, so we never, I won a cup or two, but as a team. And winning something as an individual against so much competition, against so many people, means so much. I don't care about the other guys, honestly. I don't care if they are stronger than me. I only care about what I am performing and what I'm doing. And after this meet right here, I honestly think as an athlete, and that's what I learned the most, to be an athlete and to just do my best. But yeah, I think everyone should compete in powerlifting. I never in my wildest dreams thought I would dedicate so much time into one sport, but I am, and it's happening, and I love it, honestly. And I am 3 weeks out from my next competition. I need to get the podium at least to qualify for myself to the Portuguese nationals, Portuguese IPF nationals, and I know I will get the podium. I will do my absolute best. I will die in there if I need to. And that's the mentality I bring into every single meet. I know I'm not the strongest. but I have the right mentality. And after this meet right here, after suffering so much health issues, and after being in pain all the meet, I can say that I deserve the title The Great. I don't care about what other people say. I am undeniable and I'll do my best. So you should compete in powerlifting. I hope this helped you out, even if it's for motivation itself. But yeah, I'm very proud of what I have achieved in 1 year. I'm very excited what I will achieve this year. So yeah, onwards and upwards.